Let's go back to your playing days. What stands out the most when you were a Blazer?
You know, the games obviously were memorable, but they certainly get lost in the details quicker than the off the field and the practices, the weight room, the community off the field that that I had with my fellow players. That was something that I'll never forget. But it was a special time in my life, and a time in my life that means a lot to me and always will. So UAB is just it provided those memories for me. So I have a debt here for sure.
Tell me about maybe the moment you started really thinking about music as opposed to football.
Towards the end of my career with football, that my passion for music grew, and when providing for yourself in the real world becomes a reality, you have to start thinking really seriously about what you want to do with your life. And I don't know why in the world I thought music was should be at the top of the list, but for whatever reason I felt like that was the direction I was supposed to go in life, and took that leap of faith. And fortunately I was a lot more naive back then, and I just able to jump in blind and have some opportunities fall into place that I couldn't have achieved with hard work. And I just followed God's lead and was able to find success.
You have certainly found success, but it also seems like in your music you remember UAB and Birmingham. That plays a part in it, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I was able to find a little niche within the songwriter musician community in Nashville, and sort of carve out my place. I think largely in part because of the life experiences that I'd had with football that were unique to I think the general traditional experiences of most musicians and songwriters. I think I kind of had I didn't have any other songwriter buddies or musician buddies who played football or who came from this culture, and it was just sort of, I was kind of an alien and a misfit, and that kind of works to your advantage in the music business.
You've been away, your playing days ended a while ago here at UAB. You come back, you see this. I know you followed when the program got shut down and when it came back. You come back and you see all of this. How do you react to it?
It's awesome for these kids who I know are going through the things that I was going through in life back then, but it's awesome to feel just a small bit of not ownership, but like membership, I guess is a good word for it, in this family atmosphere that is a combination of new investment and old investment, and it all is coming together in this really interesting way, and is taking. I think it's going to take the program and UAB football to a place that it wouldn't have gone as quickly without that hiccup in its history. So I'm excited that I was a part of that.
You travel, you tour, you play all over the place. How much are you able to keep up with the Blazers?
I haven't been able to nearly as much as I would have liked to in the last 2 or 3 years. Early on in my music career, it required a lot of sacrifices. I didn't get to spend nearly the time I would have liked to with family, friends, and other life interests that I had. I had to kind of put all my eggs in one basket, but fortunately that paid off fairly quickly, and now I'm in a position, I feel like, where I can step back and really reconnect with some of the areas of my life that I had to put on hold for a little while, and UAB football was one of those, and Birmingham being just a part of this Birmingham community, so I'm excited to be back down here.
It's a huge season. Openers are always fun, getting back into it, but there's something special about this group and what they're going to do. You wanted to be a part of that, the concert tonight. How did that come to be?
Yeah, I wanted to I wanted to be able to contribute in some way when I first heard about the predicament that UAB was in. You know, people would hit me up and say, you know, come play a concert for this here and this under these circumstances or here under these circumstances, and I didn't want to just show up blindly, uninformed and uneducated about the situation and how I could potentially help and just set up a stage and start playing a show. And I wanted to make sure I was actually contributing and helping and doing it in the right way. And fortunately, this was the first time after the situation had been resolved that I felt like I really could be a part of the excitement for this new program and the season getting kicked off. So it finally worked out that this felt like the right time to play a show, you know, and I've been planning on it for a long time now. And that was the hardest part, was the planning, because my schedule was so booked up there for a while that I was able to finally stop about a year ago and say, okay, next year before the team gets going, let's find a time to go down and play a show and really show our support. So it worked out.
You see the old football building, you see this new facility they've got. You're going to play in front of a massive crowd tonight. You started out kind of by playing in the green and gold room before UAB basketball game.
You mentioned that before. I have like vague memories. I'm sure I've like blocked those memories out a little bit.
Can you believe how far?
I do remember it being a fun time for me, with sort of introducing this little passion to a lot of my buddies for the first time and taking that leap of faith early on with just something as simple as playing some songs for some friends of mine who had no idea I had any interest in music. And their initial support, just my football buddies and coach buddies, you know, their initial support for that passion of mine, sort of the first time I really started taking it seriously, to be honest. It was just a hobby before that. So I have to attribute some of those initial, those little things like the green and gold room for the confidence that I was able to build with it.